Hey guys, Crypto Dad here again, and today I'm going to do a full unboxing and setup video for the Ledger Stax. The Ledger Stax is the top-of-the-line cryptocurrency hardware wallet available from Ledger. If you're serious about your cryptocurrency, storing it and managing it, then you should have a Ledger Stax. It's got the best combination of security and usability that I've ever seen. It's got a beautiful active TFT e-ink display, which makes managing your crypto a breeze. It also incorporates an EAL6 secure element chip for the ultimate security. It also incorporates secure screen technology, which means that the screen operates directly from the secure element chip, which means that all of your transactions are secure and verifiable on the screen. The Ledger Stax now includes the magnet shell protective case and the Ledger Recovery Key. The Ledger Recovery Key is a card device that allows you to back up your seed phrase electronically and do quick and easy restores. So stick with me. I'm going to show you how to do everything step by step. We'll get the device unboxed, initialized, we'll record the backup, and then I'll show you how to connect it to Ledger Live so you can set up your cryptocurrency wallets, and then I'll do a quick demo on how you fund the wallet with some cryptocurrency. So let's jump in. Okay, so this is our box. And you can see that it's got anti-tamper. It's got anti-tamper countermeasures here. It's got a sealed box. Okay, and then below the Ledger Stax, we've got the recovery key, which is a square card, which we're going to use as our secondary backup. Of course, we're going to write down our recovery phrase on the sheet provided. This is the magnet shell protective case. You can see that that's magnetic. It's a beautiful case, protects you from scratches. They also include a USB cable. This is perfect for a laptop, but it's a bit short for my needs since I use a desktop. So I'm going to use a bit of a longer cable. You can use any USB-C cable. All right, and so we have some documentation here, some cool stickers. And then we have our recovery sheets. These are very important. Of course, we've got this great new recovery key, which we can use. But that does not replace the recovery key that we're going to write down. This is the sheet where we're going to write down the 24 backup words. This will allow us to restore all of our cryptocurrency wallets if our device becomes lost, stolen, or damaged. This is very important. All right, so let's go ahead and get the device connected. We'll just tap to continue. All right, and then we'll get to this point, and we're going to be using Ledger Live. The nice thing about using Ledger Live during the setup process is it's going to run that genuine check so that we'll know that our device is genuine and it has not been tampered with. So we'll choose Ledger Live Desktop. It's going to tell us to go install Ledger Live. So we're just going to go over here to ledger.com. We'll go to Apps and Services. We're going to hit Ledger Live here, and I'm going to download it for Windows. We can just drop this in our Downloads folder. We'll just go ahead and open up the Downloads folder and double click. All right, we can just install in the default location, and then we're ready to roll. All right, and this is what it's going to look like. All right, so we'll just click Get Started. We can accept or reject all of these metrics, these anonymous metrics. All right, we'll choose our device. So we're going to choose Ledger Stax. It's going to perform the genuine check. This is that cryptographic handshake I was telling you about. So we'll just click here. It wants us to confirm that on the device, so we're just going to hit Allow here. And so it runs the genuine check, and we know that our device is genuine and has not been tampered with. All right, it wants me to update the firmware. So we'll hit Install. you're going to see progress on your device and progress on your screen. Once we get to this point, we'll tap install, and then we'll just click finish here. We'll go ahead and install the update. All right, we'll tap install here. All right, you'll get back to this screen on the device, and then you'll just click finish here. All right, it's going to run that genuine check one more time. All right, it's going to tell us our device is genuine. So we had to do a couple of firmware updates. You never know how long the device is going to sit in a warehouse. It may not have all the latest firmware updates. Very important that you do this. Don't be nervous about updates. You should be happy when the device updates, because that means it's getting more secure and that it's getting a better version of the software with the latest bug fixes and all the latest functionality. And of course, the process is safe and secure and cryptographically verified. So I know it's a little bit of an inconvenience to run these firmware updates, but it's best practice. All right, now we can set a name for our device. I'll just call this one Demo Stax. And we'll tap to continue. Now we're going to choose our PIN. This is the main physical security of the device. If someone just finds it laying around, they need to know the PIN to get in it, and no one can hack into this thing because it only gives you 3 tries. All right, so choose a PIN that's unique but memorable to you. All right, the PIN set, and then we'll go through the setup now. We're going to set it up as brand new. If we already had a previous seed phrase, we could do the restore at this point. But this is a brand new device, so we'll set it up as new. It's going to generate that secret recovery phrase, which we're going to write down. You'll click I understand, and then we're going to write it down. It gives us a list of 6 words. There's going to be 24 total. So we'll get our card, and we're going to write down our words in order and make sure that each word is in the proper slot here on the card that corresponds to the device. All right, we can tap next to see the next list of words. All right, and once you've got those words written down, all right, now we'll go through the confirmation stage here. Basically, you're just going to take your list of words. You'll look at what you have written down in slot 1, and you'll choose that word from among this list. So my first word is radar. My second word is property. My third word is effort. And just go through that. All right, it's going to confirm that we did that correctly. All right, it's going to give us some more information about that phrase. Make sure you keep it in a safe place. Now, they give you these cards, and it's a great and convenient way to record your seed phrases. It's nice and big. You've got more than one, so if you want to make several copies, you can. Now we'll create that backup with the Ledger recovery key. We'll get out our little recovery key here. So we'll get our recovery key ready to go. All right, we'll tap to continue. Yes, I have the key here. All right, and then when it looks for the key, we'll just hold it to the back like this. All right, let it go through this process. All right, and then you can verify the number. There's a number on the back of the card, so you can just make sure that those match. All right, and then we'll start the setup. We're going to create a PIN for the card. That way someone can't just find the card laying around and use it to restore. All right, you'll verify that. All right, and now we're going to actually do the backup. So we'll tap here. We'll hold the card to the back of the stacks. And the backup was created. So we'll tap to continue. All right, so we've got 2 backups. We've got the full 24-word backup, which we'll keep in a safe and secure location. Better keep it in multiple locations. And you also have this recovery key for quick and easy and convenient restores. So if you lose your device, or the device is damaged or needs to be reset, whatever that situation, this would be your go-to restore option. It's very quick, easy, and convenient, as opposed to entering all 24 words onto the device. That will continue to work, but it's pretty nerve-wracking and inconvenient to do that. So having this little key card makes your restores a breeze. So we'll keep that in a safe place. It doesn't need to be, I mean, of course you don't want it just laying around, but you don't have to, keep it in Fort Knox off-site location. You can just keep it in your desk drawer because it is pin protected. So it's got that extra layer of security that a written seed phrase does not have. All right, so we've got all the backups taken care of. We can name the key if we want to, but it's not required. We can do that in the Stax settings. All right, and now it wants us to continue on to Ledger Live. All right, so Ledger Live is ready. There's a few things you can do. This one's pretty good. It's going to install Bitcoin and Ethereum apps for you. So we'll click Install Now. You'll see progress on your device. All right, now you can see there's a Bitcoin app on there. Looks like it's installing the Solana app as well. So now we've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Okay, and we're ready to roll here. It's going to offer us the option of signing up for Ledger Recover. This would be off-site backup of your private key. This is not required. It's entirely optional. But if you want that extra added layer of protection in case something happens to all of your backups, you'll be able to restore from Ledger servers as well. And this process is completely transparent and open source as well. It's cryptographically sound. The keys are split up. No one will have access to your crypto when you use Ledger Recover. Only you. I'm not going to sign up for it today. All right, and then they also have some pretty common things that we might want to do with our crypto. I'm just going to skip through these so we can get to the main screen here. So we'll add accounts. So the apps that live on the device are what gives the device the functionality to manage those cryptos. The actual wallets are going to be created in Ledger Live, or I should say the public-facing parts of the wallet. As I mentioned, this device is just a keychain. So Ledger Live is where you can view your wallets. You'll be able to view your balance, your transaction history, and you'll have controls for sending and receiving and staking and that sort of thing. All of that is done in Ledger Live. So we're going to add account here. We'll start with our Bitcoin account. We'll hit continue. We need to make sure the device is unlocked. All right, it wants us to open the Bitcoin app on the device. All right, it's going to scan the device for any existing accounts. Of course, it's not going to find any because it's a brand new device. So it's going to offer us the option of adding a Bitcoin account. We can rename this if we want. I like to give it a name that matches the device in case we want to manage more than one device in Ledger Live. But we're just thinking ahead there. We'll hit Add Account. Now we've got a Bitcoin account with a 0 balance. That's what we want. We'll go back to accounts here. We can click the button, or we can click down here to add a new account. Let's add Ethereum. All right, it's going to ask us to open the Ethereum app on the device. I'll call that one Ethereum Stax. All right, we've got that going. And then I'll go ahead and add a Solana account. All right, we'll have to open the Solana app on the device. All right, and I'll call this one Solana Stax. Okay, and so there you are. So we've got 3 accounts set up. These correspond to 3 separate wallets. They're all generated from the same master private key, so they are related to each other. As I mentioned, if you have to replace your device and do a restore, when you reinstall the apps on the new restored device, they will have the same exact wallets. That's the way you know that your crypto is safe and secure. from your backups. Okay, and if we go to the portfolio, of course we have a zero balance here. We can go to market and check prices, and we have some functionality here. So I'll do a quick buy just to show you how this works. All right, so for example, if I wanted to buy $50 of Bitcoin, you can see there are a lot of third-party services that allow me to do this. Keep in mind that you're not buying this directly from Ledger. These are third-party services, and each of them has their own policies and KYC that you might need to perform. Now, in my case, I already have a Coinbase account, so I can just connect to my Coinbase account through this interface. There are plenty of purchase options here, right? So we've got crypto.com, PayPal, and a lot of other services that allow us to purchase crypto. So I'll choose Coinbase here. All right, we'll allow Coinbase access. All right, it's going to ask us to log into our Coinbase account. So I do have a cash balance in my Coinbase account. So we'll hit confirm and purchase. All right, and it automatically goes right into my wallet. All right, and you can see that the Bitcoin has arrived in the wallet. I did this as a small test transaction. This is a good point to do your due diligence. Now, what I mean by that is we want to confirm that the backups are in fact correct. But when we first did that backup, we went through that verification process. But there are also some more stringent methods of verifying that backup. Just to be on the safe side, there are a couple of things that I recommend. Now, if we go down here to the My Ledger section, we can see that the device is genuine. Every time we go into the My Ledger section, it double checks that, right? So our device is genuine, has not been tampered with, and it shows us the apps that are currently installed on the device. So we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. There's another great app. If we go down here to the app catalog section and type in REC, we should download and install this recovery check app. You can see now that we've got an additional app on here, the recovery check, and this will allow us to double check our seed phrase and make sure it's correct. Now you can see that recovery check is on the device. If we tap here, it's going to perform that check. We can hit start check, and it basically will have us enter the words that we have written down. So we'll refer to our sheet, and we'll just start typing in the words. All right, and then you're going to get correct recovery phrase. So I know that takes a little extra effort, but it's worth your time. I have encountered many people over the years who have lost their device, tried to do a restore, only to discover they wrote their seed phrase down incorrectly. It has happened, and it's heartbreaking, so you should always do your due diligence. Another thing you can do for due diligence at this point, because we have a small test amount of crypto on the device, we can wipe the device by entering the seed phrase incorrectly 3 times. So if we turn the device off and then enter the seed phrase incorrectly, you'll notice you only have 2 attempts left. All right, once you get to that last attempt, if you still enter the seed phrase incorrectly, the device will reset, and then we can do the full restore and double check to make sure that that Bitcoin is still on there when we're done. That's a lot of time and effort, and it's beyond the scope of this video, but I'll put a link to a video that I did on due diligence where I go through the entire process. So don't leave your crypto at risk. Everything depends on that seed phrase. I know the device is safe and secure, but it's a physical thing. It could get damaged, could get lost, could get stolen. That seed phrase is your lifeline to your crypto, especially if you're managing thousands and thousands of dollars worth of cryptocurrency. Always double check your seed phrase. Make sure it's written down correctly so that you can feel confident that if something happens to your device, you'll be able to do that restore. Also, the recovery key is a quick and easy way to do that restore. You could wipe the device and do a quick restore from that too, just to verify the process. I've got some other videos that go through that as well. So that's it. That's the unboxing and setup, and a quick little test transaction and some advice on due diligence. There's a lot more open to you with cryptocurrency. I've got thousands of videos on my YouTube channel. If you need step-by-step instructions on managing crypto, doing restores, or anything else that comes to mind, I probably got a video on that. If you have any questions about anything I did, please throw them up in the comments and I'll do my best to get them answered. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again soon.